All right, good afternoon. I am mental skills coach Godfrey, aka Coach Godfrey, aka Coach G, and today I'm here with
Rywan Portillo,
Rywan Portillo. And how old are you?
19.
19. And what college do you go to?
I currently go to San Francisco State University.
And you are a student athlete, correct?
Yes,
What sport do you play?
basketball.
And what basketball team are you playing for?
San Francisco State.
San Francisco State. Okay, so first I'd like to give you the consent form for working with me. Making a decision to engage in performance and personal excellence is one of life's positive choices, especially for the student athlete, the performer, and the mental skills coach. So thank you for choosing me to develop your mental greatness and excellence. Before we get started on our 3 questionnaires, I'd like to ask you or render and give you the informed and voluntary consent. So engaging in mental performance coaching is a voluntary process. So this is on your own will, right? Volunteer?
Yes.
With you, and it's in agreement with you and your parents.
Yes.
You may refuse service at any time for any reason. You are under no obligation to discuss your reasons for termination. Nevertheless, I am available to discuss the positives and the negatives, the pros and cons of alternative options, including no action for addressing your concerns. Confidentiality. Our mental performance coaching relationship will not have the same legal protections as we would in a psychotherapy relationship, like a clinical, session with a psychiatrist or psychologist. But however, it is my practice to apply similar standards to my mental performance coaching and to protect the confidentiality of our communication. So that means I need to protect our confidentiality of what we talk about in this interview, correct?
Yep.
I will only release information about our work to others with your permission or in response to a court order or other law. There are some situations in which I must breach confidentiality in order to protect you or others from harm, such as if there is imminent risk to harm yourself or a child, another kid, or an elderly person or a disabled person. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, and these situations are quite rare in mental performance coaching. But if such a situation occurs in our relationship, I'll make every effort to discuss it with you before taking any action. Parents and guardians. So your parents, they have the right to access information regarding this mental performance coaching every time, but you're an adult now, you're not a minor. That said, however, I strongly encourage parents to trust that I will share any concerns that I have regarding their child or her behavior when it clearly jeopardizes the child's safety. But you are 19. If and when there is communication with parents, I will make efforts to have the child beware of the communication, like to let you know what's going on. This policy is to ensure a trusting relationship with the client. Okay? You're not a child anymore, you're an adult now. Okay, so I'm going to administer 3 questionnaires. First one's going to be the flow state scale. Second one's going to be the sport anxiety scale. And the third one's going to be the sport competition anxiety test. Okay? I want you to recall back during your basketball practice and your games at San Francisco State University, where you were like successful, where everything was like aligned, when you were locked in, you were feeling like Kobe Bryant, like you had the Mamba mentality, and everything was just flowing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the flow state scale. It's presented as 2 self-report instruments that were designed to assess flow experiences within athletes, performers, and physical activity. Flow State Scale by Jackson and Marsh, 1996. The Flow State Scale 2 and the Dispositional Flow Scale. Past versions were adjusted, modified, and progressed in order to these scales to show improvement of measurements of flow state dimensions. The client's flow state, in this case your flow state, can be measured in the clinical dimension as well. There's 36 design questions that are contained in the original version in order to show a detailed description of the flow state characteristics. Further, it utilizes a 5-point Likert scale measuring the client's attitude, agreement, and disagreement regarding their responses from the questions. So are you ready for the flow state scale?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Okay, flow state scale, 36 questions. From 1 to 5, the Likert scale, okay? 1 is you strongly disagree, 2 is you disagree, 3 you neither agree nor disagree, 4 you agree, and 5 you strongly agree. Okay, number 1. I was challenged, but I believe my skills would allow me to meet the challenge.
So I will rate that up 4.
4. Two, I made the correct movements without thinking about trying to do so.
I would also give that a 4.
4. 3, I knew clearly what I wanted to do.
I will give that another 4.
4. 4, it was really clear to me that I was doing well.
I would also give that a 4.
4. 5, my attention was focused entirely on what I was doing well.
I will give that a 3.
3. Or my attention was focused entirely on what I was doing. 3. 6, I felt in total control of what I was doing.
I will give that another
4. 7, I was not concerned with what others may have been thinking of me.
4. I will give that a 2.
2. 8, time seemed to alter, either slowed down or speed up. Or sped up. Or speeded up.
Number 5, I totally agree.
5, nice. 9, I really enjoyed the experience.
Another 5.
5. 10, my abilities matched the high challenge of the situation.
I will give that a 4.
4. 11, things just seemed to be happening automatically.
I would also give that a 4.
4. 12, I had a strong sense of what I wanted to do.
I will give that a 3.
3. 13, I was aware of how well I was performing.
I will give that a 3.
3. 14, it was no effort to keep my mind on what was happening.
I will give that a 4.
4. 15, I felt like I could control what I was doing.
I will give that a 3.
3. 16, I was not worried about my performance during the event.
I will give that a 2.
2. 17, the way time passed seemed to be different from normal.
Strongly agree, number 5, yep.
5. 18, I loved the feeling of that performance and want to capture it again.
Definitely 5.
5. 19, I felt I was competent enough to meet the high demands of the situation.
I'll give that a 3.
3. 20, I perform automatically.
I'll give that a 4.
4. 21, I knew what I wanted to achieve.
I'll give that a 3.
3. 22, I had a good idea while I was performing about how well I was doing.
I'll give that a 3.
3. 23, I had total concentration.
I'll give that a 3.
3. 24, I had a feeling of total control.
I'll give that a 4.
4. 25, I was not concerned with how I was presenting myself.
I'll give that a 3.
3. 26, it felt like time stopped while I was performing.
Yes, so I'll give that a 5.
5. 27, the experience left me feeling great.
Another 5.
5. 28, the challenge and my skills were at an equally high level.
I'll give that a 4.
4. 29, I did things spontaneously and automatically without having to think.
I'll give that a 3.
3. 30, my goals were clearly defined.
Another 3.
3. 31, I could tell by the way I was performing how well I was doing.
I'll give that a 3.
3. 32, I was completely focused on the task at hand.
I'll give that a 3.
3. 33, I felt in total control of my body.
Give that a 4.
4. 35. At times, it almost seemed like things were happening in slow motion.
Another 5. Yep.
5. And last but not least, 36. I found the experience extremely rewarding.
4.
4. Okay, now we move on to the second, which is the sport anxiety scale. Okay. A sport anxiety scale by Smith et al. 1990. In order to assess and study anxiety, this, let me see. There's going to be 15 questions regarding your reactions to playing sports, okay? Regarding reactions to playing basketball. This is the sport anxiety scale. Okay, many athletes get tense or nervous before or during games. And basketball games. This happens even to professional athletes. Please, I will read each question and then you will give me the number that says how you usually feel before or while you compete in basketball. There are no right or wrong answers. Please be as truthful as you can. And it's a 4-point scale. Let's see. And the 4-point scale is from 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is not at all. 2 is a little bit. 3 is pretty much. And 4 is very much. Okay. This is the sport anxiety scale 2. Okay, 1. First section is before or while I compete in basketball. Okay, so there's 5 questions.
I'll give that a 3.
Oh, hold on, one moment. Okay, first question. Before or while I compete in basketball, it is hard to concentrate on the game.
I'll give that a 3.
3. My body feels tense.
I'll give that a 2.
2. I worry that I will not play well.
I'll give that a 3.
3. It is hard for me to focus on what I'm supposed to do.
I'll give that a 2.
2. 5. I worry that I will let others down.
Another 3.
3. Okay, next set of questions. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is on before or while you compete in basketball again. I feel tense in my stomach.
2.
2. I lose focus on the game.
3.
3. I worry that I will not play my best.
3.
You were gonna say 4. But 3?
Yeah, 3.
I worry that I will play badly.
3.
My muscles feel shaky.
2.
2. Okay, and then last batch, 11 through 15. Same thing, before or while you're competing in basketball. I worry that I will mess up during the game.
3.
3. My stomach feels upset.
1.
I cannot think clearly during the game.
2.
2. My muscles feel tight because I am nervous.
Another 2.
2.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time focusing on what my coach tells me to do.
1.
1. Now, last but not least, we have the Sport Competition Anxiety Test by Martins et al. 1990. Okay. This one, aka the SCAT test, is a questionnaire where you, the client, self-reports regarding anxiety. Further analysis conducted on the client's reactions and responses regarding their feelings during competition and competitive situations, environments, arenas. Based on a series of statements, from there, a determination and measurement of the client's level of anxiety can show the results. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, it is simply 15 questions, and there's no clock or time limit. Okay, and then me, the practitioner, can monitor you, the client's performance anxiety, and then taking notes during intervals and highlighting changes recording the effects of the client, and scoring it. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, this is the third test and last. This is the sport competition anxiety test, aka the SCAT test. By analyzing an athlete's responses to a series of statements about how they feel in a competitive situation, in your case basketball, it is possible to determine their level of anxiety. A test that provides such functionality is the SCAT. Okay, here we go. You will answer, it affects me with either rarely, sometimes, or often. Okay? Okay, first one. Competing against others is socially enjoyable.
Often.
Often. Two. Before I compete, I feel uneasy.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. 3. Before I compete, I worry about not performing well.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. 4. I am a good sportsman when I compete.
Often.
Often. Good. 5. When I compete, I worry about making mistakes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. 6. Before I compete, I am calm.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. 7. Setting a goal is important when competing.
Often.
Often. 8. Before I compete, I get a queasy feeling in my stomach.
Rarely.
Rarely. Or barely. 9. Just before competing, I notice my heart beats faster than usual.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. 10. I like to compete in basketball games that demand a lot of physical energy.
Often.
Often. 11. Before I compete, I feel relaxed.
Rarely.
Rarely. 12. Before I compete, I am nervous.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. 13. Team sports are more exciting than individual sports.
Often.
Often. 14. I get nervous wanting to start the game.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. And last. Before I compete, I usually get uptight.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, this concludes our 3 assessments and our 3 tests on flow state and anxiety. And these are the 3 assessments that I think will help you in your performance. They will all be scored, and we will have a conversation on your score and your results. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for
and
tuning
your
in.
answers.
No problem.